What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So today I just went to the Apple store and I picked up the M2 Mac Mini, the base model. So this has 8 gigs of unified memory, 256 gigs of storage, and I'm going to unbox it, share my first impressions of this physical M2 Mac Mini, and later on the channel you'll see much more content of the Mac Mini and my thoughts and experience of using this machine. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Okay, so M2 Mac Mini, this is actually a really large box. This is my very first Mac Mini. I do have an M2 MacBook Air that I use as my main machine. So there's a bunch of peels right here. We're going to peel those. Let's just listen real carefully. There we go. That was satisfying. There's that. There we go. And M2 Mac Mini, $599. However, I went with the education discounting out for $499. That's a really good buy. Now the question later on will be, is the base model worth, is the base model worth it? I don't know yet. I don't know, but the base model M2 MacBook Air was and still is, so for me at least. So I think a huge bet that this is going to be pretty good for me. Wow, this is solid. It has a really cool touch to it. Actually, this is my first time holding a Mac Mini. So let's take a look at it. It's got some things that I'm going to peel just for a sec. Put that aside. Let's see what else is in here. Designed by Apple in California. Let's see if we get any Apple stickers. Okay, so we do. We get a gray Apple sticker. Sweet. And then we get the cable right here for the M2 Mac Mini. And there is an M2 Pro Mac Mini. I didn't go for that. That retail price is $11.99. And the retail price for this base model is $599, but I would recommend going with an education discount. Now this one is the 8-core CPU, 10-core GPU, like I said, 8 gigs of unified memory and 256 gigs of SSD. Now let's just listen carefully as I peel this. Very satisfying. There we go. And it says right there, Mac Mini. That is really nice. There's a Mac Mini logo engraved. Let's peel this side right here. Wow, that was really satisfying. I like unboxing new things. So there we go, M2 Mac Mini. Let's take a look at the back of this device. So power button right here. We do have a Gigabit Ethernet port. We do have 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. We do have an HDMI. We do have 2 USB-A ports and a headphone jack. So there you go, not too shabby. HDMI, USB-A, 2 USB-C or Thunderbolt 4 ports, and Ethernet. However, if you want to go for the 10 gigabit Ethernet, that is also extra. So this one I think for me is going to get the job done for now. But here it is. Let me know in the comments down below like what types of video you'd like to see specifically on the M2 Mac Mini. I'm going to be putting this to the test editing videos on this, kind of trying my best to switch my workflow for the channel from my M2 MacBook Air to the M2 Mac Mini. And if this is worth it, especially if you are starting a YouTube channel. For me, when I was starting back in 2014, I always wanted something that was reasonably priced to start a YouTube channel, but I just never had this type of option specifically at the time. So for those who are looking into it, this is a great beginner. But again, I'm going to put it to its test and see if it's worth it for the 8 gigs of unified memory and 256 gigs of SSD. I'm also thinking about just throwing ideas out there. Maybe a M2 Mac Mini desk setup and see how that holds up. Maybe if you'd like to see some benchmarks and speed tests with this versus the M2 MacBook Air, let me know in the comments down below. I'm open to suggestions so I can kind of figure out what type of content I'm going to put on the M2 MacBook Air, but I'm really really excited to check this device out. Now there's also the M2 Pros and M2 Max MacBook Pros, the 14, 16 inch. I didn't get those, probably not going to, as these devices, now that I have this as well as the M2 MacBook here, are going to get the job done. But I specifically went for the base model because, I mean, it's probably going to attract the most consumers, and it's including me. The price was just really attracted me the most, especially with the education discount, $499. If you want to go ahead and add more configurations like 16 gigs of unified memory, you can go up to 32. Then, well, it's going to cost you a little bit more. And then with M2 Pro, there's an M2 Pro, you can add up to 8 terabytes of storage. So just do keep that in mind. So for example, I went ahead and configured an M2 Pro Mac Mini with 12-core CPU, 19-core GPU, and 16-core neural engine, 32 gigs of unified memory. And you can only get the 32 gigs of unified memory with the M2 Pro. The M1 Pro or the M2 Mac Mini just goes up to 24 gigs of unified memory. Storage, you can go up to 8 terabytes with the M2 Pro, 10 gigabit Ethernet. We come to a price of $4,499. So if that's like your config, then go ahead and pick it up. But for many, I believe it's just going to be this base model. I think this one's going to sell quite a lot, especially for those who are into the work at home, just need the device, a machine to get everyday tasks done, maybe some light photo editing, light video editing. I think this is going to get the job done. But again, I'm going to share my further results and my thoughts and experience with M2 MacBook Air. I hope you guys did enjoy this unboxing and first impression of this machine. I like it. It's very light, very small and portable. If you did enjoy, be sure to smash the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. And also check out Ghost Energy if you haven't already. They're awesome. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.